Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Morning, everyone. How'd everyone sleep? Hopefully good. What's going on with my hair back here? Good morning, guys. You got Costco, nice chef. Bonjour. Buenos dias. How's everyone doing? Why everyone and not me? All right. Well, we'll wait a few minutes for some people to jump in. Wait for everyone to enter the arena. Been working all night. Well, hopefully you get some rest, man. It's important. Yeah, that upside yesterday intraday was sick. What an insane move. Off a very key level. So levels were very, very nice yesterday. Levels respected perfectly. You haven't slept? No, you should not trade. Come on, man. Would you go risk your money when you are not at your 100%? No. Make sure you're at 100% every time you enter the market. Gotta be able to think clearly, right? Morning, guys. How we doing? Welcome in. As the people roll in, wait a few more minutes. Yeah, yesterday, key levels 14.8, 14.6. We really just traded between those two, that upside supply and downside demand, 200-point range, pretty much from the highs to the lows, from the lows back to the highs, and that was it. So, hey, you can't say there was an opportunity, right, for both sides. You can't say there was an opportunity on both sides yesterday. There definitely was, if you were sticking around and trading all day, of course. And today, we're sitting right in the middle again, man. We're right in the middle again, and we have to do the same thing that we talked about yesterday, which we'll sort of recap in today's live stream. But let's do it. So real quick, guys, just to let you know, YouTube changed some stuff with the ads on live streams and the ads on everything. So let me know if you guys get an ad in the middle of the live stream. I didn't do this purposely. I don't know if YouTube is changing the way they do things, but there was a whole lot of different settings this morning when I set up this live stream. So things are changing. on the ad side. So just let me know if you guys get any mid-stream ads, and I'll try to figure out why that's the case. I wasn't sure how to set it up this morning, so I just went with whatever they recommended. But yeah, just keep me updated. If you get any midstream ads, let me know in the chat, and I will try to figure out why and sort of what's the settings that need to be done on the live stream. So yeah, I mean, obviously you guys know how it is. I mean, they're definitely going to want you to watch some ads. That's for damn sure. So all right, let's get started. Welcome back, guys. Hope everyone's having a good morning. I just realized I forgot to make a schedule for today. Damn. So we're going to make our own schedule. I already know the schedule's all in my head. So first of all, let's get started. Let's start with the economic calendar today. I was up so early this morning, so prepared for this live stream, and I forgot to make a calendar. That's funny. So here we go. Economic calendar. I'm about to pull that up for us. That's always where we start, of course. Here we go. There it is. So you guys can see right here. This is the economic calendar for today. Today is Thursday. So Thursday, we have jobless claims and we have GDP, right? We have jobless claims and we have GDP. So this is probably the most important economic calendar of the day, or of the week, right? The most important events of the week, probably today, right? You guys can see jobless claims, GDP. Those are pretty important, right? GDP likely to have some kind of an effect here. So we'll see how that affects the market at 8:30. 25 minutes, we'll get a little bit of potentially some volatility there on GDP. At close, Jerome Powell speaking. That's interesting that it's at close. So yeah, if you're swing trading something today, I would be a little bit cautious. I have no idea what you're going to see here at 4:00 tonight. So if you don't know, if I don't know, if it's an uncertain event, why risk money through it, right? Let's think about that. Let's protect our portfolios. Let's do the right thing, right? Let's take risk off. Let's be careful around these types of volatility. Jerome Powell speaking at 4 p.m. could definitely move the markets in the after hours into tomorrow morning. So just be careful of that, okay? Tomorrow, to close up the week, we got personal income, personal spending, PCE, and a bunch of other little ancillary things down here. So really big important stuff is GDP today, right? Yes, you can cancel at any time, Lewis. You just you go through the email that you're sent. If you can't figure it out, you can always reach out to me and I can cancel it for you. Jobless claims, GDP, that's the stuff today. Let's see what happens on that side. All right. On the earnings calendar, MU reported earnings yesterday. A little bit of downside there, but that's about it. I think you have, let me pull that up for us. Pull up the earnings calendar. It's pretty light. Nothing really that's important here. So you guys can see yesterday we had MU. Day before that we had Costco. Today we have Nike after hours, Vail Resort. So really nothing that I'm too interested in. So that's that. All right. Let's just jump right into the futures. We're going to go futures. We're going to go ES, NASDAQ, obviously Dow Jones, Russell. We'll go Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Meta. We'll go all the big tech names, get an idea of what's out there, what happened yesterday, and what we can be watching for today. All right. So let's jump into it. If you guys could, press that like button. As more of you guys jump in here, just a quick reminder, once again, YouTube changed some settings on the ads, how they monetize live streams. So let me know, guys, if you get any ads during the live stream. Just make sure to write in the chat that you got an ad. All right, let's get started. NASDAQ futures 15-minute chart. And hey, guys, can't say that we were not prepared for this move yesterday, right? We were 100% prepared for what we saw yesterday. We talked about the 14.8. We were drilling that level into our heads, right? And we have to continue to drill that level into our heads. You can see here, this is my damn mouse, man. I don't know about you guys, but when my mouse has like any type of tension on it, like if the wire is tense somewhere, it gets me so frustrated. Anyways, let's continue. So 14.8, right? You guys can see right here, 14.8, 14.8, 14.8, right? And then on Tuesday, we had the rejection of 14.8 causing downside. Yesterday, we retested 14.8, rejected it pre-market. We pushed into that level yesterday morning, and we absolutely nailed this thing. I mean, all you had to do yesterday was sit, stay patient, don't get chopped up, wait to see what happens at 14.8, and this was a gorgeous bear flag into 14.8 yesterday, and it was something special for sure. It was a very clean opportunity and a very clean trade setup. So here's your morning action. You get this little slow move up into 14.8, a little bit of a bear flag, right? Once that broke, beautiful downside, right? Great trade right there. We took some Amazon puts up here as the NASDAQ was rejecting 14.8, and that was just a really clean setup. So congratulations to you guys that just respected levels, trusted levels, played off levels, right? It was, it's not hard, right? It's not hard. It's not difficult. It's all in your mind, right? It's all mindset. Are you willing to take that trade? Are you willing to take that risk? Are you scared to lose? Are you going to freak out if the NASDAQ does pop over and you are proven incorrect, right? You just have to take your shot there, right? You know that 14.8 level is there. You have to take your shot. You have to be willing to take your loss if you're incorrect here. If the NASDAQ does squeeze over and stops you out, that's something you have to live with and accept as a trader, right? But this was as clean as it could be, right? It's as clean as it could possibly be on the break and retest of 14.8 rejections. Now, yesterday, where did we move down into? And where did we get that major pop, right? You guys can see here on the NASDAQ, we moved down into that double bottom low around 14.6, right? We have that 14.6, that double bottom low here, 1, 2, 14.6. That was our demand level we were talking about, and that's exactly where we moved into yesterday. We dropped down into the 14.6 level. Let me move my line down to 14.6. We dropped down into that 14.6 level, and you can see that is exactly where you had that crazy squeeze, right? That was a pretty wild squeeze intraday yesterday. So you came down into that 14.6 demand. You had that crazy squeeze, intraday squeeze. And this is another good testament right here about how important levels are. Even how strong this move was and how squeezy this move was and how wild the velocity of this upside was, it still could not get over 14.8 supply, right? No matter how strong the velocity was here to the upside, it still got stopped right in its tracks at the 14.8 supply on the NASDAQ. Crazy, crazy to see. Just showing you again how respected technical levels are on the market. So today, what are we looking at, right? We are sitting literally in the middle of this 200-point channel on the NASDAQ. You are sitting right in the middle of 14.8 and 14.6. If you trade before you see a reaction at one of these sides, it is pretty much a complete guess, right? And if you want to guess on the market, you can. You'll be right 50% of the time, probably, maybe less. But I'm not in the game of guessing. So for me today, it's an absolute no trade until we hit one of these levels. I have nothing in my portfolio. I'm fully cash into today, and I'm very happy that I am. So I will be looking for the push into 14.8, the rejection, right? I'll be looking for the quick drop into 14.6. Does it hold? I'll be looking for the break and hold over 14.8 for upside, or I'll be looking for the break and hold under yesterday's lows for more downside, right? And these are the only spots that I will enter trades today. If we're not here and we're not here and I'm not trading off this level or trading off this level, then I am not trading using a strategy. I am not trading using risk reward. I'm not trading using supply and demand levels. I'm simply just trading because I'm bored, because I'm trying to guess what happens in the middle of a channel. It's not going to work for you, right? It's not going to work for you. If you see the channel high, if you see the channel low, watch the reactions and look for trades off of them. The algos are channel happy. Yeah, man. I love that, right? Right, Michael? I mean, I know you killed it on that QQQ channel yesterday, right? if the algos are showing us to be channel happy, then let's take advantage of it, man. Right? Let's do exactly what whatever the let's just follow the trend. The trend right now is supply highs, demand lows, channel trading. Let's short the highs. Let's buy the lows. Let's watch the reactions. Let's do our best to read price action at these levels, and let's react and take advantage. So that's your levels again today, guys. Right? If we get a break of this channel, then maybe we get a little bit of a change of market price action. But until then, right, you're in that channel. So if you do get a break and hold over 14.8 today, I think you could probably squeeze a little bit. And if you get a break and hold under yesterday's lows, that's probably a good sign for some more downside, right? Spencer, that is the wrong way to think about the market, my friend. I just went over for the last 15 minutes, not 15 minutes, but the last 5 minutes about channels and about playing off levels. I'm not bearish. I'm not bullish. I will literally just watch what happens at the levels. That is all that matters. You need to change your mindset. You need to trade off the levels that the market provide. You need to stop having a bias into the market day. QQQ, exact same thing, right? You guys can see right here. QQQ, demand lows, 353 area. Supply highs, 356.50. The concept remains the same. Supply high rejections, demand low holds. Keep an eye on this channel. Respect the channel high, respect the channel low. If you break and hold above or break and hold below, you look for that continuation move, all right? Same exact thing on the QQQ. No different. Now, the ES is a little bit different. It's a little bit choppier, and I like, once again, like I said in the last, I think it was on Monday, I like watching the NASDAQ here more than anything. I think the NASDAQ is extremely clear, and I think the levels are as precise as they could possibly be. I mean, look at this, right? That is some precise channel trading on the NASDAQ, right? We know exactly where to be looking at on the NASDAQ. Now, the ES is also pretty clear, but it's got a little bit more chop involved, which is a little bit more, you got to be a little bit more cautious. So you do see the ES here, right? Yesterday's highs where we opened, it was sort of down at this like 43.36 level. Let's call it 43.35, right? You can see right here. You have this rejection, and then 43.35 rejections yesterday on the ES. You got that downside move. Now, there's a 200 SMA that is just sitting here on the ES. And look at the reactions off that 200 SMA on the ES here, right? Bounce, temporary bounce. It did slip. It got right back above. After that big push yesterday, we pulled back intraday, held the 200, came back down, held the 200, came back down in the pre-market, held the 200, came back down recently in the last few minutes, held the 200 SMA. So this 200 SMA and around this 43.05, 43.07 area is definitely proving to show some support, right? So you are not shorting into this low right here. That is very, very dangerous, right? We need to be cautious of entering shorts as we drop towards this 200 SMA. We can see these very quick and volatile bounces off this 200 SMA. I would be careful getting short towards that level today, all right? Be cautious of that. Now, New York, appreciate you, brother. As always, thank you for the $10 donation. Now, of course, right, if we get a clear drop, if we turn this 200 into rejections, then we can look for that downside continuation if we really do slip and hold below the 200 SMA, all right? So that 200 SMA, that 43.05, maybe even down to 4,300 psych could be a little bit of a sketchy area to be short, right? So I'd be a little bit cautious down here. To the upside, right, we can see the supply levels, right? We can see we have the previous lows here. We have the rejections up at this 43.25, right? So you can see 43.25, 43.07, right? Above 43.25, you have yesterday's highs, 43.35. So for me personally, right, I am not interested in longs on the ES if we are below yesterday's highs, right? If we're below yesterday's highs, I don't think there is reason to long the market. This is sort of just a, whether it's right or wrong, right? This is a rule for myself that I've applied for myself for my trading, right? Everyone has their own personalized rules. For me, for my trading, and the personalized rule that I've created for myself is I do not long, or I try. Of course, there are times where I'll take little scalps, but in general, I will not be bullish or confidently long for longer than a scalp if we are below the previous day high, right? Because logically, just think about that. Markets are still trading under where we rejected the previous day, right? It's really not that strong of a situation, all right? So for me, I'm really not interested in longs if the NASDAQ's under 14.8. That's for sure. That's yesterday's highs, right? And I'm definitely not interested in longs if the ES is under yesterday highs as well, right? 43.35. It's really not that interesting. So sure, you have to be and I talk about this with the group a lot, there is a difference between being long and being a cautious short, right? These are two different things. You can either be long, right, and be confident that we're going to continue higher, or you can just be a cautious short, right? And so for me, I'm more of just a cautious short, right, into these levels. I'm not long into these levels. I'm not looking to long this demand. I am just a cautious short. I don't want to be short into these levels, right? I'd rather just sort of watch and relax and wait for something more to show. So 43.07, very clear demand today. You can clearly see that stepping up. Be careful being short into that area. And I would not be trying to long into 43.25. And I would not be trying to long into yesterday's highs, right? It's just not there. If you get above yesterday's highs, right? If you start to squeeze over yesterday's highs, if you hold yesterday's highs, and you hold that 14.8 on the NASDAQ, right? If you start to see that show, let's say you get a 14.8 hold on NQ, you get an ES hold over 43.35, then that might start to trigger for some upside plays, right? So that's how I'm looking at the market today, guys, on the ES and NASDAQ. Those are the levels. Let me go ahead and go to the SPY. Here's the SPY, right? You guys can see right here. I'm a little bit cautious between this 428 and 429 area. You can see 429 previous lows, right? And we can see 428 rejections. So today, I'm really not too fond of this 428, 429 area. This is sort of dangerous to me, up into this 428, 429. I would want to see the SPY back above these lows right here to be confidently long on the SPY, right? I would want to see the SPY regain these 429 lows before trying to long this market. If you move higher into this zone, you could see rejections at previous day highs, right? You could also see rejections at these previous lows, 429. So this 428, 429 zone, I would not be long into that area, right? We've seen the reason not to be. And I would also just be cautious of being short into the channel low around this 425, right? So 425, 428, 429, that's your SPY channel. Respect the channel, respect the levels. Let's go to Mr. Jones. Dow Jones, this thing's been in a pretty systematic sell-off here. We can clearly see that. Where the hell are we? Dow Jones. Yeah, we're starting to get close to these lows over here. Let's zoom out a little bit on the Dow. I mean, look at the Dow. The Dow has been so sort of sideways, man. I mean, just in general. This is back in the beginning of 2022, right? This is a year ago, and almost 2 years ago. And, I mean, this thing has just been pretty much sideways. Give or take, if you were to average out this move, I mean, you're pretty much sitting sideways, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's not the greatest, right? I don't recommend trading the Dow. I just don't think the moves are quite there. This does look like an important little area here. Let me take off these SMAs for a second to clean this up. You can see here on the Dow, I'm cleaning the chart up for a second. This general area in like the 33,600 area, all in here, right, has a lot of previous lows. You can see right here, low, low, low. We did break and hold below it here, but got back above. We held it, right? And you can see we're right back at that level. So this is going to be a pretty important level for the Dow, it looks like, right around this 33,600 area, right? Right at these lows. This is all the way back from October of 2022, right? October of 2022, here, 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 and here again, right? So pretty important level on the Dow. I'm not really that interested in the trading of it, but you could monitor that for just sort of what I like to do on the Dow more than anything is just get an idea of rotation, right? I get an idea of the overall market rotation using the Dow. Again, the Russell completely sideways for a very long period of time. Since the beginning of this year, the Russell has gone up, it's gone down, but it has not created any type of trend, right? It's gone up, it's gone down, but it has stayed pretty much sideways. So as of right now, the Russell has entered itself into a previous channel that I expect it to stay within for some time here, right? You have entered into this channel that we traded within from March to May, right? We traded from March to May of this year in this channel, and you are now right back within it. So my expectation here on the Russell is that you just trade within 1760 and 1840 for an extended period of time, all right? And that's sort of what I would be watching there in the Russell, all right? Stock time. Stocks. Tesla. Tesla's very important today. This 238.50, 240 area is massive. And let me show you why. I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart. And you are going to see here, right? You are going to see that we are back at a pretty important level, right? So we look at this 4-hour chart. We could see there was a previous major low right there, right? There was previous rejections here. There was a previous bounce off this level, and now we are right back at it. I'm really focused on this low back here, right? This low back here. This is back from the June 26th. The low of this candle on June 26th was 238.50. 238.50 was the low of this 4-hour candle, right? All the way back in June. And now, in my opinion, is that if you slip this low, you're going to get downside. And this is what we saw over here in this period on Tesla, right? So this is actually perfect. Let's analyze what happened right here to get an idea of what could happen if we break this level again. Because we broke that level a few months ago, and it gave us a very clear idea of what could happen. So let's zoom into this. I want to go to the 15-minute, but I need more time. 360, 15-minute. Where is that area? It's right here. All right, so let's analyze this right here, right? This is the 14th and the 15th of August. So about a month ago, month and a half ago. You guys can see right here, this 240, I'm actually going to push this up to around 241. I'm going to push that up to 241. Because I can see here, back in August, we had previous lows at 241. We had rejections, and this rejection right here of 241, which caused some major downside. We also see here rejections of 241. So if we start to see something like this, right, we could maybe expect that same type of move right here in this low volume area. You can see here we went straight up, we went straight down. So if we get this 241 rejection, maybe 240 rejection, we might be able to go straight down again, right? And there's going to be some trading opportunities there. So let's jump into the intraday now. And you guys can actually see this quite clear, right? Look at this. This is the last 3 days. You have 241 demand right there on Tesla. You have a demand hold yesterday on Tesla. Once it broke below that, it got real aggressive. Came back up, rejected, and now we are trading under that 241. This whole zone here is something to be cautious of. So Interesting, right? Interesting. I think if Tesla gives up this low here around 238.50, I think we could definitely look for that downside continuation. I'm just going to watch this 241 to 238.50 zone. This is sort of a no trade zone for me. I'm going to look to see whether you get rejections at the top side, right? Let's see if we get a bounce and rejections up here at 241, or if we drop this low and continue lower. I'll be watching this for sure. If Tesla just sort of spikes higher today, back into this messy area. Yeah, let me turn that SMA back on. My bad. Where's that 100? Yeah, the 100 right there. Right. If Tesla just sort of pushes back higher into this just chop fest, I will not trade Tesla today. So, yeah, I have no interest on Tesla. If it, starts to just do a dance within this chop zone, right? I'll lay low. I won't touch it. But if we see maybe 100 SMA rejections at 241 today, I am going to be interested on that downside. So let's see what happens there. Nvidia, very interesting one here. I'm very curious how this sort of sets up, right? I'm curious how this sets up. We do have GDP here in 20 seconds. Thanks for the reminder there, Mac. Let's go ahead and just quickly flip over to the ES. Actually, you know what? Let's go NASDAQ. And let's take a look at this movement off GDP here. So GDP jobless claims about to come out here. Let's see what the movement is, if there's any. If you guys could, while we observe this GDP jobless claims data movement, if you guys could take 1 second out of your day here, press that like button for me. It would really, really help out the chat, really help out the channel. Helps me continue to grow. Keeps me motivated, to be quite honest. So if you could, we have a daily goal of 1,000 likes. I'm going to try to figure out how to get like a like. I wonder if I can get like a like counter on the screen, like a daily goal. I think we can do that. I got to get that going. All right, so a little bit of upside off this GDP jobless claims. A little bit of a move there. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a squeeze. Let's see what the numbers are. Let's go to the SPY. Live news. So PCE. Okay, GDP as expected. All right, so GDP 2.1 versus 2.0 prior. 2.1 was the estimation. So GDP as expected, higher than prior. Jobless claims lower. So jobs market still strong, which you could say is bearish. I really don't care. I just watch the price action. Jobless claims lower by a marginal amount, really nothing. And GDP as expected. So pretty much what the market was expecting here. Do we expect a major move when the market gets what it was expecting? Possibly not, right? Really, all that matters is technical levels, right? That's all that matters. Once again, 14.8, 14.6, any move, right? Any move that is within this zone is irrelevant until you actually break a channel level, right? So if this strength continues and we get that little 14.8 squeeze today, that could be a sexy one, right? That could be real interesting. Or you get the bulls sort of trapped into the upside this morning. You start to actually see those 14.8s again, right? And this thing slips right back under. So could be interesting. 14.8, that's the level. All right. Nvidia. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out, right? Because there is definitely a trade to both sides here. Obviously, depending on market strength or market weakness. This is a bear flag on Nvidia. But does the market support a breakout? And that's really what we're looking for here. Does the market support a break over 430? You have 430, you have 430, you have previous lows at 430, and you have some clear as day rejections at 430 as well, right? So 430 double bottom, 430 double top, right? So we know 430 is a major level. Now we also know, by looking at previous price action, the 418 demand has been very strong, right? Every downside move on Nvidia has been held up at 418, right? 418, 418, 418. 418 and this 100 SMA, look at how well that held yesterday on Nvidia. Very strong hold and a nice strong push to the upside. So you need to watch what happens at 430 today. The bear flag is potential, right? It's potential there, but I would not be getting too aggressive on that idea if you are still above this 418, right? If you break the 418 and you break the channel, that's where I think things can get pretty aggressive. So if you see this break of 418, break of demand, break of channel, that's where this could get really aggressive and something I would look to the downside. I would also watch for the 430 rejections that align, right? This could be a perfect trade today. We'll have to see how the market wants to continue. However, a perfect trade today could be a little push in the 14.8, right? Maybe 10, 15 minutes after the market opens, you start to see weakness here, right? You start to see that rejection at 14.8. This could line up perfectly with 430 on Nvidia. Nvidia pushes higher into 430 supply. We start to get those wicks, right? And this thing dies off 430. At the same time, NASDAQ is dying off 14.8. It's possible, right? That's a possibility and something I'll be cautious of. Now, flip side, NASDAQ squeezes over 14.8. It holds above 14.8 and starts to continue higher, which could align with the Nvidia break of 430, right? Hold above 430 and a continuation higher, right? So these trades could align very well with the NASDAQ and Nvidia today. And I am definitely interested in trading Nvidia near this 430, 429 area today. Very interested. Keeping an eye on that very closely. All right. Let's go to AMD because there is an interesting little setup, maybe potentially setting up. There is a very interesting setup here that could set up for us. I said it again. So I think I got to go to the 4 hour. Let me get more time here. Yeah, it goes back here, but I'm more interested in sort of this area here. So here's the 4 hour on AMD, right? And you guys can see we have some previous lows here, right? We have some previous lows here around that 99-100 area, right? 99-100 area, previous double bottom low on AMD, right? Now, if we go to the 30-minute chart, we can see that AMD is starting to trade back into that area. So if AMD starts to trade back into 99-100, do I start to see rejection step in? All right, this is something I'm definitely interested in today. If we start to trade back into this double bottom low on the 4 hour chart at 99-100, do I start to see weakness up there? That's something I will be watching. If we do, I might look to play that short. If we see strength over 100, then AMD will likely continue higher. So I think all eyes on $100 on AMD. This is going to be a crucial level for this stock. I would be watching it. All right, let's go Apple. So what is the level, guys? You guys remember we were drilling this level into your heads for the last like 2-3 weeks, honestly, on Apple as it stayed sideways. 173.50, right? We were drilling this level into our heads, 173.50. It was the previous channel lows that Apple continued to bounce off of, right? 173.50. Now, what happened over the last 2 days? Look at how perfect this was. You have a break and hold below that level on Tuesday. You have a retest of that level yesterday, creating the downside move, a beautiful move, break and retest of 173.50. That was sexy. Congrats to anyone that caught this. Just playing off the channel, and once a channel breaks, playing the continuation to that side, right? Once this channel broke on Apple, you play the break and retest of the channel low, and you get the beautiful downside. What a gorgeous trade that was. Now, what are we looking at? Right, that trade's over. If you try to take that trade now, you have no idea of risk reward, right? That trade is far gone. If you missed it, you missed it. Now, 169 demand on Apple and back up to this 173 supply on Apple, right? Now you're in this channel. So if you get market upside today, maybe Apple tries to recover and push towards that 173.50 again, right? That's something I would be watching. Let me go to the 5-minute chart here because there is a level that I want to be watching. I'm not freezing. I think it's your own internet. On my side, it says no drop frames. So you guys can see right here, there is a little bit of a level that I want to be watching on Apple before we get, before we try to trade upside, right? I would not want to be trading upside on Apple just yet off this demand low because there is this level right here, which could be a little intraday rejection point that I will be watching, right? So right here, you have this previous low from Tuesday, and you have this rejection yesterday intraday, right? You can see here, low from Tuesday, break and retest rejection intraday, yesterday. So Apple, if you get any upside on Apple, I will be watching 170, 175, this area right here, 170, 160 area. I'll be looking to see if there is rejections, right? This could be a very interesting rejection point on Apple today on any upside. Now, if you break under this low and you hold under 169 today, I would say watch out below, right? That could be a big break on Apple here. Watch out for this 169 break and hold below. Maybe Apple wants to retest this 200 SMA, which is down here at 166. Right, so very clear levels here on Apple today. Keep an eye on these levels. Posted them in Desi TA. Posted them in the technicals on the chart Discord. So make sure to check it out. Very clear levels here on Apple as well. Amazon, clear as day on Amazon. What a sick trade on Amazon. Unfortunately, God, I wish I have this trade recorded with voice. Maybe I'll do a voiceover on a video today. I posted it on Instagram and on Twitter, but we caught an absolutely gorgeous 127.50 rejection on Amazon yesterday. If you guys are part of the Discord, you heard this all live, the entire trade live, the entry, the re-entry. So 127.50, nasty rejection on Amazon yesterday. And on top of that, right, what else did we see? We saw a re-entry, right? Even if you missed that first rejection point, there was a beautiful re-entry on a break and retest. And I will show that to you right now, right? That is right here, around this 125.40, 125.50 area. You have previous day lows, you have intraday lows, morning lows, and you have a break and retest of that level, right? Look at how clean this was. It was sort of up at this like 125.50. Yeah, right there. So what do you have right here on the 2-minute chart? You have pre-market lows, right? You have the morning low. You have that previous day low, right? If I go back, let me keep going back. You have previous day low around this level as well. And what did Amazon do after breaking below that level? What did Amazon do after breaking below that level? It slipped. It retested. And look at this candle right here. It doesn't get any more sexy than that. You break, you retest the double bottom low, the pre-market low, the morning low, the previous day low. You have a rejection candle. And this thing creates a beautiful scalp opportunity to the downside. Awesome trade there, awesome re-entry, and also an awesome supply rejection above. So, break and retest once again. Love it. Gotta love it. Today, oh shit. Is that a rejection of that level right now in the pre-market? Hold on a second here. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Can't make that up. So you have this low, you have yesterday's rejection, and you have the rejection right here, right? You have the rejection in the pre-market right now. So 125.50, I'm going to put it at 125.50 just to be cautious. 125.50, watch for that rejection point today and watch the lows. All right. 124, 125.50. Keep an eye on that tight range there. Either you look for break and holds above for maybe some upside continuation, you look for supply rejections, or you look for break and hold below yesterday's lows, right? Break and hold below yesterday's lows is awesome. That would be the clean trade, right? That would be the clean one. All right. Trying to think what else I think is clean. I don't think Google's clean. I don't think Meta's clean. See if I missed anything that I like. We really talked about all the ones I like today. All right, I got one more for you, and it's more of a longer term idea. And and then we're going to leave it at that. So, daily chart, Netflix. This is interesting, right? I'm interested to see what happens here. I'm not executing any trades off this just yet because I don't have any. I need more information here. But on Netflix has pushed higher. It's pulled back off that strike, whole controversy going on, and it's pulled back right into the previous highs here and the previous highs here, right? That is also the 200 SMA. So I'm interested to see, does Netflix start to find some type of a demand off this level? Is this a break and retest for more upside on Netflix, right? Do we actually see this level turn back into a demand? This is down at around 368, 370 is where that 200 SMA is. So interested. I'm going to keep an eye on the price action. It has not shown me anything yet, right? I'm not going to long into this disgusting melt, right? I'm not going to be long into this. But if I start to see maybe some type of a change in character, maybe some type of a change in trend, some type of upside off this demand, I'm interested, right? I'm interested. That is risk reward. Obviously, market will have to align with this idea. But that's a very interesting level on on Netflix that I would be watching here around this 200 SMA, right? Very interesting. Keep an eye on that. I'll go over cost for my friend Chef. Cost, hey man, just watch 570. That's all I have to say, right? Just watch 570. I would be careful. If you longed it yesterday, great on that recovery, insane recovery. I saw Maku in the chat make like a shitload of money off that. But just be a little bit cautious staying long into 570. If you break and hold above 570, 571, that could be pretty nasty, right? That could be pretty nice stuff if you break over this weekly high around 571. I'm actually going to put an alert there because I don't really watch Costco intraday. So I'm going to go at or above 571. If we do that, that could be very interesting over there. All right, let's go over the futures real quick before we head out. NASDAQ is rejecting a little bit, but it means nothing, right? Again, guys, this doesn't mean anything, right? We need to find, right? We need to train our minds that anything within this zone is a meaningless move, and it is designed to make you trade and lose money, right? This could easily pop right back higher and right back down and right back higher and right back down 100 times today, right? There's nothing stopping the NASDAQ from doing this, right? You don't need to be a part of this move, right? It's not necessary. Don't react off these types of moves. You react here or you react here on breaks of key levels, right? You react at the key levels, and that's where you find an edge, right? You have no edge trading in this sideways action. This is designed to put you on tilt, for you to lose money. You're just trading in a black hole, to be quite honest. Don't pay attention to this price action. Wait for key levels to hit, and if they don't hit, you walk away and you say, you pat yourself on the back and you say, hey, great job. You stayed patient. The market didn't break any of my levels. It didn't hit any of my levels. I stayed patient. I stayed disciplined. And, I walk away, break even on the day, and I'll look for another opportunity tomorrow. That's it. That's it. That's all it is, right? It's all up in here. It's all up in here. Can you control yourself? Can you control yourself? A lot of people can't, and that's why a lot of people lose money. But that's what we need to get to. That is our ultimate goal. We need to be able to control ourselves, control our decisions, and react off of key levels, which give us edge in the market. All right? Press that like button if you guys could. Thank you for the 1,000 likes. Margin, thank you for influencing the likes. As always, if you guys could, like button, subscribe to the channel. Help me continue to grow this channel. With your help, it's possible. It's really up to you guys, man. I come here every day. I do my job. I stay consistent. We're here every single day unless I'm sick or unless I'm seeing family. So if you guys could help me out, press that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your sister, tell your cousins. Let them know about the stream. Thank you guys. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. 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 Peace.